Nova Scotia and Newfoundland are most known for their ghost stories, but did you also know that we have a long history of witches? And while East Coast Canadian witch lore and history may be a thing of the past to most, there are still many witches apparently working and living in this part of the world today. If this is of interest to you and you're in need of a new spooky fall read, why not check out a modern Gothic tale inspired by real East Coast traditions and witch lore? Local author Vanessa Penney debuts her new novel, The Witch of Willow Sound, and she's here to share all the details this morning. Welcome, Vanessa.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so thrilled to be here.
Well, we're very excited about this new book. So tell us about the inspiration behind it.
This book was inspired by some little known East Coast Canadian history. I've lived here all my life and gone to school here, and I thought I knew some things. But a few months before I started writing this book, about 3 years ago, I happened across some aspects of our history that shocked me and that really stayed with me. One being the history of women called witches in East Coast Canada, and the other being kind of a secret that Nova Scotia has been keeping, um, that I didn't know anything about. So it's part of our history that some people have tried to erase. So I thought it made sense to approach it with the Gothic genre, because what is more Gothic than the idea of shadows from the past reaching out to us in the present to tell us secrets and to tell us about things that we've forgotten?
Absolutely. I didn't know this about Nova Scotia either. Is there any specific part of Nova Scotia that kind of inspired your story?
Yes, it's inspired by the rural areas of Colchester County, which is where I spent most of my childhood growing up in a small area outside Truro called Valley. My brothers and I grew up in the blueberry fields and the deep, dark woods there. But really, I've lived all over Nova Scotia. And so, really, the book is inspired by my love of all of Nova Scotia, especially the landscape. Nova Scotia has our endless towering trees and the crashing ocean and these colossal rock formations that feel supernatural when you are standing in their shadow. And when you're thinking about Nova Scotia and nature, you think about these days, you think about the storms. Um, I was raised by Cape Breton coal miners, families of Cape Breton coal miners and northern Newfoundland cod fishers. So I was raised with that respect and understanding for how powerful and dangerous nature can be. So I wrote this really as a love letter to this magical landscape, this beautiful place, Nova Scotia.
Absolutely. And fall in Nova Scotia is quite incredible as well. Okay, so your book has been selected as part of the bestsellers list, a new initiative from the Canadian Independent Booksellers Association. How did it feel to be recognized?
It feels amazing. I still get shivers thinking about it and reminding myself that it's really real. It's a huge honor to be part of such an important list, especially as a debut author. Um, it's a list that is celebrating Canadian culture, our communities, our conversations, and getting Canadians excited about books that are by Canadians. And I really put my heart into writing this book, but I never dreamed ever that it would be included on with such brilliant and important company. My writing idols are on this list, so I feel very humbled and I feel very grateful.
Well, we thank you so much for joining us, Vanessa, and to share the details on your book.
Thank you so much for having me.
Our pleasure. And that was author Vanessa Penney joining us. Make sure to stick with us. Your Morning Atlantic will be right back after this.